see yourself
myself talking.
Yes, that's going to happen a lot.
All right.
You'll survive.
Get used to that.
Just don't watch yourself.
But I can't help it.
Just stare directly at the movies. Stare directly at the movies. So we're this is kind of a test run for us. So for those of you who are joining us in the room here, which I think is Crossfire and Olives, thank you.
What up, Crossfire and Olives?
We're gonna kind of just work through some ideas. We're gonna do some rankings, and kind of see how this all works out, and hope we don't talk over each other and all that jazz. So that'll be fun. Do we want to like do introductions?
I'm Chancellor.
Yes, your sounds real good because I just heard everything you just typed. It's like.
Sorry, can't mute my awesome.
All right, so Chance, great. That's Chancellor.
Hi everyone, I'm Jess. This is my very first time in a live stream setting.
Ooh. As we both have our beers. I'm going to pretend Chance has a beer too, just his camera's not working.
Maybe I do.
Nice. And I'm JoshSDH, and hello and welcome to currently unnamed podcast, which might be Charting the Flicks. We don't really know. I don't really want to steal like Flickchart's name until they tell us if we're any good. Because it'd be awful if they're like, y'all suck. I don't know why they all apparently talk about y'all. Y'all can't be using the name. Alright, so I'm going to do one more announce to Twitter just because I can do that. Let's see. If you want to retweet, if you all saw the tweets, please retweet it, get some folks here. That'll help us figure out what's going to work and not work and all that jazz.
And all that jazz.
And Jess is going to sing for us. Alright, so we have... Actually, I don't even know if I've told you this, Chance. So basically, we have 4 games, four things, possibly a fifth. So we have rankings, and rankings is going to work whoever the co-hosts are at the time, so it could be the 3 of us. We may have a 4th randomly come in, you never know. But rankings, we will see the 2 movies. You see 2 on the screen right now. We'll pick the best one. We have to figure out our rules if some of us haven't seen them versus all of us haven't seen them, and we'll figure that out as we go. The other one is called Fixing the List. So once we decide something, if we've all missed something, the goal is we're going to look each week at the item that we've missed, or that list of movies we've missed, and find one that's streaming and try to watch it before the next episode. And then we'll rank movies against that one. What do you think?
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that'll work. Then we're going to do Out Now, which is going to be hopefully a spoiler-free review of a movie that is currently in theaters. So we might each have our own. We might kind of share, depending if we've all seen the same things. So we'll talk about that. And if they're actually all mostly in the site already, so maybe we'll rank some movies against that Out Now movie. And then we'll let the chat room pick some fun filters. And so Flickchart has some great filters, and you can help us pick what we're going to do. So that's what we have.
Olive still sticks with Castaway.
She still sticks with Castaway. I don't get it, but Castaway is a good movie.
Wilson!
I want to know what was in that box. And hello, Aikutse Cat. So that's what we have for right now. We also may do some trailer fun. Maybe we'll put some trailers up, and we'll watch them as a group and talk about trailers. But we'll see as we move along. We don't want to do everything all at once. How's that sound to y'all?
I'm on board.
Sounds just wonderful.
Awesome. Well, why don't we jump in then, talking about these first 2 movies. So we have Jurassic Park 3, 2001, and we have Life of Brian, 1979.
Don't you mean Leben de Brian?
Oh, sorry, Leben de Brian. The German.
I love the posters.
They're amazing. So, what do we have for thought? We'll start with Chance. Kind of break down your thoughts. What do you think?
There's not a lot of thoughts because it's just so obviously Life of Brian.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Jess?
I will give Jurassic Park 3 credit for being moderately better than Jurassic Park 2, but there's not even a comparison here. Life of Brian is a classic, and I've watched it a kabillion times. I love it.
Okay. I'm actually going to agree with you all, but I'm a little annoyed that you say Jurassic Park 3 is moderately better than 2, because Jurassic Park 3 is significantly better than Jurassic Park 2. But we're going to give it
goes like this.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, fine. Life of Brian gets it. Saving our choice. All right, oh, this is fun. Okay, so here's one that I actually haven't seen, so we'll see how this works out. I Am Legend 2007, which I have seen, and Men in Black 2, 2002, which I've not seen. Have you seen both of those, Chance?
I have not seen I Am Legend.
Okay, this is good. This is good. Jess, what have you seen?
I've seen them both, though I remember I Am Legend much better.
Oh, this will be fun. Okay, so why don't you, since we've all seen at least some of them, we'll keep them both here, and we'll just have to convince ourselves which one we're going to go for. So, Jess, you've seen them both. Do you want to kind of break them both down, what you remember?
Yeah, I remember Men in Black being decent, but I Am Legend is terrifying in a lot of ways, and I'm with Crossfire here, that M and I Am Legend made me cry. So I'm with that. I'm down with I Am Legend.
Okay. All right, Chance, why don't you talk about Men in Black 2?
Well, let's see. I saw that probably in 2002, was the last time I saw it. But, I mean, Men in Black movies are always alright. But, honestly, going off the standard we were doing last time, if they were both on TV, I would probably choose to watch I Am Legend. One, because I've never seen it, and the premise of it is more interesting to me.
All right. Well, I have seen I Am Legend. Men in Black 2 it's never been on for me just to catch it. So I think we're going to give I Am Legend. But I'm glad you mentioned standards, because none of us, the three of us, haven't talked about how we're making these picks. Do y'all want to take... Jess, why don't you tell us a little bit about how are you making picks when you see the two movies right now?
I am going to go back and forth between the movie that I enjoyed the most and the movie that I know is better. So you'll see me flip-flop between those two mechanisms.
Okay, so enjoyed versus better, and I know we're going to be challenged on what makes it better later. Chance, how about you?
I mean, I really like the principle of which would I rather watch.
Okay.
If they're both on TV.
That's a good one. I like that standard.
I think that's probably my default of which would I watch right now. There will be times, I think, when that's going to not work, and we'll point those out.
There is one standard that can never be broken, and that's the Muppet Christmas Carol standard.
Okay.
Is that... I need to understand, is the Muppet Christmas Carol a good standard, or is it a standard?
It's that almost nothing can beat the Muppet Christmas Carol for me.
It's true.
That's true. So funny. I think that's... Well, I don't know. There's a lot of movies that can beat that, but it is a classic. I do like it.
We might actually end tonight since we're so close to Christmas. I wonder if there's a Christmas genre. I'm sure there is, and so we'll do Christmas movies later.
Can I put out into the chat room, did anyone else have that weird VHS where like halfway through the movie there was a commercial for a Mexican resort? Because I did and Josh did, and that was funny.
It makes me so happy that there's someone else in the world that actually had that happen, and my parents didn't just buy like the Chinatown version.
Me too.
Crossfire's like, no. Sinian's like, no.
Yeah, I swear we're not making this up. It's legit.
We'll talk about that a little bit more during Christmas genre time. So our movies right now are Wayne's World, 92, first Wayne's World, versus The Iron Giant, the animated classic, 1999. So who has seen what?
This loses me so much nerd cred, but I've not seen The Iron Giant. Sorry, people.
Chance?
I've seen them both.
Chance is judging. I love it. I've also seen them both. So Jess, we'll let you kind of be the judge and jury on this one.
All right.
Chance, do you want to make the argument for Iron Giant or Wayne's World? Which is your preference?
I would honestly say my preference is The Iron Giant.
Perfect, because mine's Wayne's World, so go ahead and make the argument.
Well, you know, I'm a big fan of animated things in general. So, I mean, The Iron Giant is just... It's a movie that I think is really interesting just from the perspective of... It's just, you know, you have this giant who comes out of nowhere, and he seems relatively harmless until he's threatened by this outside military force, and he's actually just a giant weapon. And it's just it's visually an interesting movie to me.
Okay. It's weird. I thought you were describing Garth there. I mean, he's just this giant weapon, and no, Wayne's World, I think, is, I don't know. I mean, if for me, it's one of the oldest of the SNL characters to movie crossovers. There might be ones before that, but that's the one that's the earliest in my memory, other than maybe like the Blues Brothers. But it's just, I think for me, it's one of those first just goofy comedies for comedy's sake, where it's just buddy guys hanging out. Their kind of comedic stupidity helps them survive in the world, and they somehow thrive off of it. And I think it set the tone for a lot of the movies we see come out now with, like, not stoner flicks, but kind of. And so the Pineapple Express, like that whole genre, I really think Wayne's World kind of sets the tone for that. So now Jess gets to tell us who she's picking.
So I'm really interested now to see the Iron Giant. So you kind of sold me on that one. I wasn't really interested in before, but I do think that Wayne's World has the timeless classic. It, we still see clips of it. We still say like "party on," excellent, or like that kind of stuff. So Wayne's World gets it because of its timelessness.
Fair enough. And now people in the chat room or Chance can disagree, and that's what makes us fun. So we're gonna hit Wayne's World and let's see what we come up with. The 2003 Hulk, which someone needs to remind me. I don't remember who played that one.
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
I think that's the Ang Lee one.
Oh, is it? Okay. And then Charlie's Angels 2000. If it's the Ang Lee Hulk, I actually did not see it.
I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, that's what I thought.
Have you seen them both? Anyone?
I've seen them both, yes.
Ooh, Chance, I think you're going to have to make this decision. I had the Hulk gloves, which I thought were awesome.
I wasn't really super big on Charlie's Angels, so yeah, I'm going to defer to Chance.
I don't even know, because, I thought the Hulk with Eric Bana was horrible.
Yep.
I hated it. And, I wasn't that big of a fan of Charlie's Angels either. This is
a hard choice. They're both kind of crappy movies.
Going off the standard of which one would I watch, I'd probably turn the TV off and go do something else.
Yeah.
All right, well, in that case, I know that I have no desire to see the 2003 Hulk. And I would probably watch Charlie's Angels again.
Okay.
No.
I know why. I know why.
So
Give it to Charlie's Angels.
We do have to make it to Charlie. Jess says Charlie's. Chance?
I think that Hulk is a universally hated rendition of a beloved comic book character, or moderately beloved.
I would probably pick Charlie's Angels just from the point that I hated that Hulk so much.
Okay. Well, I can tell you that Connor Wood, 1998, who is one of the members on Flickchart, had saw this pairing. They can leave comments, and he said both are underrated, but I'll go with Hulk. I'm going Charlie's Angels. Sorry, Connor Wood. All right, so a movie I've never even heard of versus V for Vendetta. So we have The Key to Reserva, 2007, and V for Vendetta, 2005.
Never even heard of that other one.
I've never heard of the other one either.
Sweet. So we have our first one we haven't seen. So we're going to put that on our list of movies we haven't seen.
I'm with you, Cinnamon. I love that movie, too.
Oh, here we go. Old School, 2003 versus V for Vendetta, 2005.
Oh, no.
This is tougher. So there's this idea that comedies, you can't really rank comedies against non-comedies, which I disagree with. So this will be fun to see how this works. And I think V for Vendetta is hilarious, by the way.
It is hilarious.
Oh wait. So have we all seen both?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Whoever wants to take a stab at the first one, go for it. Okay, so Old School.
Here, I'll go.
Okay.
So I have to put out there that my bias is Will Ferrell. I know, chat room, judge away, Will Ferrell is my celebrity crush. And he streaks. I'm just kidding, that's gross. But I love Old School. It is a classic. There's so many great lines in it. There's so much stuff happening. But V for Vendetta is just an all-out awesome movie. And I love that... oh gosh, what's her name? Black Swan, Oscar winner. Natalie Portman, thanks. I love her character in that movie. I think it's outstanding. So, I'm torn on this one.
Whoa, dog's going crazy. Chance, you give your thought. I'm gonna go see what's going on with the dogs. I'll be right back.
Old School is hilarious. It definitely is hilarious. And V for Vendetta is definitely... It's a really cool movie. With the same part, it does have some, as Josh was saying, I thought hilarious parts. But I mean, if I had to pick one, I'm gonna have to go back to the old standby of which one would I rather watch, and I think, as of right now, I'd probably watch V for Vendetta.
I wasn't expecting you to say that. I really thought you were going to go old school.
I really like both of them, but at the same time, I still think I'd watch V for Vendetta.
So we have a V for Vendetta from Chance. What did you pull, Jess?
I'm going to go with old school.
Oh, I hate you both. Now I gotta...
You're my boy, Blue.
All right. Oh, that actually might have made it easier for me. So, old school, great for kind of the memorable quotes, the goofiness, and Will Ferrell streaking. V for Vendetta, just a really cool kind of dystopian society story, and I like those stories. And weird quirk, I hate "You're My Boy Blue" as a quote. I actually hate it. So Jess actually cemented that for me. I'm going V for Vendetta.
All right.
Oh,
that was awesome.
Hilarious.
So, of course, the matchup of the ages: 1960s Spartacus versus 1994's Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
I almost feel bad comparing these two. Poor Charlton Heston.
I have never seen Spartacus.
Me neither, actually. Let's put it on the list.
I've actually only seen parts of it, so we're going to put it on our haven't seen it list. That may actually become one of our ones that we have to fix. Oh, okay. Actually, I like this pairing. Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, 1994 versus 1980's Blues Brothers.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, people. I've only seen parts of the Blues Brothers.
I too have. I've only seen parts of the Blues Brothers.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Okay.
But I have to say that Ace Ventura is like a classic movie in my mind because it was one of the very first like dirty movies that my parents let me see.
Interesting that you follow that. Really, Ace Ventura as a dirty movie.
Well, there's like a lot of fart jokes, so that went really far in my family.
That's just dirty.
Okay. Yeah, this is a little tougher. Blues Brothers, great music, fun story, great acting, creepy poster. Not that it has anything to do with the movie. Ace Ventura, the first one, pretty good. I think it's actually it's a good Jim Carrey role. For me, he's a very hit or miss actor. I think I'm with Sinian in the chat room though. I think I'm leaning towards Blues, but Chance, what are your thoughts?
I haven't actually seen Blues Brothers, but Ace Ventura: Pet Detective is definitely hilarious, in my opinion.
I'm okay with that. As a group, I think it sounds like we're leaning more Ace. So we'll go with Ace.
Sorry, Sinian.
Lady in the Water, M. Night Shyamalan. I'm convinced it's about a Florida hotel. And Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Oh no.
What?
I haven't seen any of the Terminator movies. I'm just losing so much cred on this podcast.
What?
I know.
I guess I'll just leave now.
I know. I'm sorry, Chance.
Chance, like, I'm not even ever
going
to fix my camera. No camera. M. Night got a Razzie for the worst director for Lady in the Water? Really, Adam?
Did not know that.
I actually liked Lady in the Water.
I didn't hate it. It wasn't the wind one. What was that stupid movie?
The Happening?
Oh my god, that was painful.
It happened. Boom. So, I thought the Lady in the Water is pretty good. I'm with you, Cindy. Chance, what do you feel about Terminator 2?
I have to say I like Terminator 2 just because Terminator 2 is the one with the liquid. The liquid
Yes.
guy, right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Just because I thought that villain was really cool. I mean, it was the first time I've ever seen like a villain that just, hey, I'm gonna melt and turn my arms into giant spikes and kill people.
I like that you just qualified that as the first time you've seen that. Like, that's a major movie trope now.
Oh, of course it is. I see it in everything now.
Live-action Smurfs. Oh, okay. You can't pull the Alex Mack argument. But actually you can. That's fair. All right.
I loved Alex Mack. That works for me.
Terminator 2. Okay, creepy, melty guy. Lady in the Water. Decent M. Night Shyamalan. I would probably actually go Terminator 2.
I support that decision.
I also support that decision.
Awesome. Unanimous. Before we answer this one, because I like those... Actually, I like both those movies. Favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie?
I gotta take it old school with, oh, the name just escaped me.
Unbreakable?
Nope. First one.
Sixth Sense?
Yeah, Sixth Sense. That movie.
Okay.
So good.
I know mine's The Village. I loved The Village.
You know, I actually agree with that because I really did like The Village.
Signs is also really good.
Except for the end.
What?
Really? You're gonna kill the guy with a bottle from your spritzer? It's what I use to spray the dog when he's barking, and that kills the alien?
Yeah.
No! That's as bad as War of the Worlds. They can't breathe our oxygen. No, actually, Signs is pretty good. Who am I kidding? So, now we have two... Sorry about the dog barking, folks. Can't do much about him. We have Planet of the Apes, 2001, which I just watched maybe a few months ago, Jess, for the first time.
No, that wasn't Planet of the Apes, the 2001 version. That was the remake. No.
Oh.
That was the new one. This is the one that has, I think, Helena Bonham Carter in it, and this is,
You probably just watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
I did watch Rise. I don't think I've seen this one.
Good. It's not very good.
Baxter, enough. I don't think I've seen this one then.
It's not that great.
It's not very good.
So we have two not goods versus Wayne's World.
Wayne's World, easy peasy.
It'd be Wayne's World, yeah.
All right, I haven't seen it, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Chance, air high five.
I have seen both of these, so I'm going to go get the dog while you two discuss Ocean's 12 and Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Haven't seen either.
Oh, well, Jess?
Well, Josh, you can't leave yet. I've seen them both.
Okay. I have also seen them both. So we have musical.
Ocean's 12 is not... I think that after Ocean's 11, they really should have just stopped.
I liked 11 and 13, I think. Did I like 13 or did I like 12?
I never saw 13, but I only really liked 11.
This is
so I'd give it to Sweeney Todd.
It doesn't matter because other than 11, you're right. I would also give it to Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd is just a fun, creepy musical.
Who doesn't love those?
He does. Who doesn't love creepy musicals? And it's Johnny Depp, and which means, of course, What's Her Face was in it too, and I kind of like her. And Helena Bonham Bing Dong.
Helena Bonham Carter. I think actually did the guy who directed Sweeney Todd, whose name is also escaping me right now. Helena Bonham Carter's partner.
Oh yeah, what's his face? Oh my God.
Tim Burton.
Thank you, Tim Burton.
Did he do Planet of the Apes too? I'm gonna have to look this up.
That'd have been funny. Let's take a look. But we're going Sweeney Todd.
Okay.
All right, let me see something here. This is gonna look a little weird on the stream, but I just got to look at these numbers. We've done 9 rankings, 17 movies. We'll do 6 more rankings.
We just had 2 Tim Burton films up in a row.
Well, it's because that's Tim Burton. So we have Spider-Man 2, 2004. That's Dr. Octopus. That was pre-emo Spider-Man. And we have Life of Brian, 1979.
I'm with Cindy and Life of Brian all the way. That movie is always going to win.
Yeah, I also have to say Life of Brian again.
All right. It sounds like as a group, that's what we'll pick. I actually, of these two, though, I think I would go Spider-Man 2. I enjoy Life of Brian. It is not the Monty Python movie for me. That would be Holy Grail or Meaning of Life would be the two for me. But
Meaning of Life?
Meaning of Life has that great roller skating scene at the end.
I mean, I like it. I'm just saying that I would put Life of Brian above Meaning of Life any day of the week.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
I'm with Chance with the but I'm also with Puka. Hey, Pook! I'm totally with Holy Grail.
Yeah, I think we can all agree.
I'm going to do Life of Brian, and Jess is going to take care of the
I'll
dog this time.
I'll go get the dogs.
All right, Life of Brian. So the original Fly. Oh, this is kind of an interesting choice. So Fly versus Kung Fu Panda.
That's an interesting poster.
The Fly or Kung Fu Panda?
Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, really? That's the sensei.
Yeah, I've never... What is it called?
Master Shifu.
That doesn't even look like a movie poster. It just looks like random image associated to Kung Fu Panda.
They're like, here's the cover to our coloring book that you can get at the dollar store. Oh, I'm out of beer. Actually, it's not even beer, but this is not a beer podcast. So, The Fly or Kung Fu Panda? Have you seen them both?
I have seen the original Fly. I have not seen all of Kung Fu Panda.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're missing out on that one.
No, I definitely want to see Kung Fu Panda. I figured I'd just play the WoW expansion though.
Funny. Well, I haven't seen the sequel to Kung Fu Panda, but
Jokes.
the first one's really, actually surprisingly good. Jack Black did a good job. The whole voice cast was pretty solid. So you have The Fly, kind of that really great man becomes monster, monster falls in love, tries to digest girlfriend's face, all that type of stuff. The Fly, very standard movie formula. And then you have Kung Fu Panda, which is this really kind of quaint, I guess, coming-of-age cartoon.
Yeah.
Jess,
Yeah.
with The Fly and Kung Fu
Oh.
Panda.
That's easy.
Really?
I think The Fly is gross. I don't find it to have very much redeeming quality.
What? You can't... It's not the human centipede, it's The Fly.
I'm just being honest. I'd go Kung Fu Panda.
Also, I need someone to keep track of every time the human centipede's ever mentioned on this show. That's 2. So... I'm going to use the standard of which would I sit down and watch. I would probably watch Kung Fu Panda first. It's fun.
I know I would.
What does
like
the
it.
chat room think on this one?
Adam voted human centipede. That's 3.
Ew, Adam. That's disgusting.
So yeah, we'll see what the chat room says. Tiger Eye says, "Oh my gosh, that movie." I don't think they're discussing The Fly anymore. Sinian hasn't seen either of them. And that guy from California, who may actually be from California, votes Panda.
He's actually from Iowa. It's ironic.
Another
He's
Panda.
probably a hipster.
Panda.
All right,
Panda.
We're giving some
Panda
Panda.
it is. Good call, chat room.
Okay, so we just got a pop-up here. It says, "Awesome, you have the top 20. Now, it's likely that Life of Brian is not your favorite movie of all time, so let's re-rank it. We'll do that later, because I'm
Okay.
kind of intrigued by this. Let's see.
Oh no, I haven't seen
11
Panda.
movies, 11 rankings. So we're going to go to 15 rankings. Oh.
Sorry.
Hook versus Full Metal Jacket.
I thought I heard Jess say something about.
I haven't seen Full Metal Jacket. I've heard it's really good, though. I feel like it's one of those classic movies that I would feel really bad putting Hook above. But I loved
You
Hook.
would be correct.
I've also not seen Full Metal Jacket, and I also love Hook. So Chance, sell
You
us
have
on
to
Full
sell
Metal
us on
Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. Yep, you got to make it happen.
A Full Metal Jacket is just, it's just this really dark, and it's weird because it's a movie about Vietnam that spends so little time actually in Vietnam,
Okay.
and it's just I can't get over it. It was just the movie sits in my mind, just like the moments from it, and it's really hard to describe for me, just because it's one of those movies where I'm like, this was amazing.
All right,
Who
all right.
directed it?
Oh,
Is it Kubrick? I don't think it
I think it. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, it says a Stanley Kubrick film on the bottom of the poster there.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was Kubrick.
Yeah. Hey, Stavos. So I'm not sold yet. So we have 2 options. We can either say Hook, Chance, or we can put Full Metal Jacket on our not seen list and possibly try to fix the list. So next time around, Jess and I will have to watch it before our next episode.
I think you should put it on your haven't seen list.
Okay, we'll
All
do
right.
that.
We'll put it there. That also will stop it from coming up again anytime soon. Now this is an interesting mix. Hook versus Quantum of Solace.
I love me a good Bond film, and I think that Daniel Craig is an outstanding Bond. That said, Quantum of Solace is not his favorite, so I give it to Hook.
You haven't. Why are you whispering?
Just own it, Chance. Just own it.
I haven't seen Quantum of Solace.
You know what you missed?
What did I
Not
miss?
much.
A decent Bond film. That's all.
Okay, good. Well, Hook.
Yeah, it's Quantum Solace is good, and Daniel Craig, I think, can pretty much do no wrong as Bond, particularly after his last one. I loved the last one. Side note, really confused why everyone thinks the villain though is like the epitome of villains. He was an okay Bond villain in the most recent James Bond, but I didn't think he was like God's gift to villain acting. But yes, we're gonna give it to Hook. All right, stop telling. I know I have a top 20. I'll come back to it because this is kind of fun too. Clerks, 1994. Versus the new Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Well, I guess it's the only Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. From 2005.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Clerks as well. I like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but I think that it was a fool's game to try to remake it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I have to say I agree with Jess on this one because I have to say I prefer the original to the remake.
And another Tim Burton film. Let's just put that out there.
Tim Burton's all over the place. I would... Yeah, Willy Wonka versus Charlie and the Chocolate Factory would be an interesting matchup to see the original versus the new one. Hey, Xchara. I'm also going Clerks because I'm a good Jersey boy at heart, and I'm contractually bound to pick anything he's directed. So, Clerks. All right, and this, I think, might be our last... no, we have two more. One more after this. So we have Predator... versus Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
The classic matchup.
Oh my gosh.
I've
only seen parts of Predator.
I'm probably one of the weirdos that prefers Predator 2 to Predator, by the way. But
that's because Predator 2 is hilarious.
That's probably why, because I like comedies. Predator's BA. Predator holds up.
It really does. I think Predator really does hold up.
You know, I'm going to let you all take it because I think that in the scheme of Harry Potter, either of the Columbus movies are not... They don't do the series justice, so I'd let you take it to Predator.
Well, would you go with Predator in this pair-up chance?
I have to say I probably would pick Predator.
I would too. I would too. We don't even need to talk about it, because, yeah, I'm going to go with... we're going to put Predator down there. That's what we're going to do. Oh, hey, Baxter. Oh, no, now I'm going to have to admit one of the ones I haven't seen, and Jess always judges me. Braveheart
so much.
versus The Truman Show.
God, which one of these have you not seen?
I haven't seen... I'm sorry, but I haven't seen Braveheart. I'm sorry.
I'm leaving. I'm doing the same thing as Jess.
No, Jess actually just left. No, I haven't seen it. I'm sorry. And I love The Truman Show.
The Truman Show is fantastic.
Thank you, Blue Moon Raid. Howdy. Yeah, a bunch of folks popping in.
Right.
So, people tell me to stop right now and just go watch Braveheart.
It is one of... I give Josh so much grief about this one all of the time. Braveheart is... I hate Mel Gibson nowadays, by the way. Sorry, people, if you're fans of him, but he is a total dick. I love this movie so hard. So it has to be Braveheart. So I do love The Truman Show, and I think that it was like Jim Carrey's turn to go serious, and I think it's still great.
All right, so far we heard Braveheart.
Ooh. Yeah, this is a tough one for me.
Oh! Why is it tough?
Because, like, they're two really different... Like, I'm a huge fan of, you know, historical, like recreation / like fictional epics, kind of.
So you must have loved Apocalyptico or whatever it was.
That movie was just weird.
I actually haven't seen it.
Let's put it out there that really anything... I'm going to say this. I feel like even The Patriot, anything after Braveheart with Mel Gibson in it...
Patriot was pretty good. Anyway.
I like The Patriot.
But, Chance, I feel like you were about to say how much you would vote for The Truman Show.
I actually think in this decision, going by my standard of which would I rather watch, I would watch The Truman Show.
This is one, again, knowing what I know about Braveheart, where I would invoke the you don't have to go with what you'd rather watch. I think knowing the legend of the two movies, Braveheart probably makes the better pick. However, I've not seen Braveheart, so I would also vote Truman Show.
You're going to have to go Truman Show and face the wrath of the chat room.
The chat room's such a rat. Oh my gosh, this is a cool mix, and this is going to be our last one. Then we're going to switch over to something else, I think, here. So The Italian Job, 2003. Was that the one with the Mini Cooper? Was that what it was? The Mini Coopers?
That was a Mini
Yeah.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Or Fast and Furious, 2001. So the original
Haven't
Fast and
seen either.
Furious. Oh, really?
Yep.
I've seen them both. Jess?
I think I've seen the Fast and the Furious, but let's be honest, they all run together, so I'm not entirely sure which one I've seen.
I think
Oh.
right now... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I said I really like The Italian Job. I thought that was a fun movie.
Right now, Fast and Furious and Tokyo Drift, just sliding all together for me right now.
Was that a pun?
No.
Tokyo Drift sliding, because
I thought it was.
when they drift, they slide. That's funny.
Drifting into each other, if you will.
Ba-dum-bum-sh. Fast and Furious, I think, gets points for starting kind of its own franchise. So it is the first in its, I don't want to say genre, because I don't think there's a lot of other racy car movies. But The Italian Job was actually a pretty good story and a lot of fun. So I would go The Italian Job of the two. But I already forgot what the other folks said. Jess, what was your call?
Italian Job.
And Chance, are you comfortable with that?
I'm comfortable with that. I think if, having not seen either of them, if both of them were on TV, I'd probably watch The Italian Job over Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I think Puka says you haven't seen it. Puka, I think you need to see Italian Job. It's actually pretty solid. It's a fun movie. All right, so we're gonna call Big and Back to the Future 3. Nope, we're done. We're done the rankings right now. So that's the first kind of segment of what I think we're looking at trying to do. The next one's called Fixing the List, which we're not going to be able to do in episode 0 because we need things that we haven't seen yet. So let's take a gander what's on our haven't seen list right now.
I feel like you should have put Braveheart on that list just so that I could be forced to watch it.
Well,
I think that'd be a
Why
good
is
choice.
this unseen? Oh, weird. There's a few on here. I don't remember us ranking Phone Booth, but it's on here for some reason. So Full Metal Jacket is on here. Spartacus. Again, I don't know why Phone Booth's not on here, but Phone Booth. Superman... because Phone Booth and Superman 4, Chance, you weren't here. Jess and I hadn't seen either of them.
I've seen Phone Booth.
And The Key to Reserva. So what will happen between next episode is we'll pick one of these, and I think it's going to be Full Metal Jacket, is what we said.
Yeah.
And we're going to see if we can get it on streaming, and Jess and I are going to watch it, and then we'll do a little mini review of our thoughts and do some rankings against it for next episode. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close that down. Chance, what's the most recent movie you've seen in theaters?
It's been a while. What? It must have really affected me. Oh, Lincoln.
Yes!
Oh, good. Jess has seen it too.
Lincoln.
So, I mean, you can sort of spoil Lincoln because people kind of know how it's going to end, I'm sure.
We saw The Hobbit today,
dies.
Crossfire.
We did see The Hobbit, so we're going to talk about Lincoln and The Hobbit. Chance, why don't you start us off maybe giving kind of a spoiler-esque free review of Lincoln?
Well, as I coined on the way to the movie with my friends, history alert, he dies at the end. And if you didn't know that, read a book.
If you I said spoiler-free, man. Now I'm not going to see it if I know the ending.
I really liked Lincoln. I thought it was going to be a little bit more grand scale than as focused as it was
Okay.
about his life. The movie does really focus on... wow, this is bad.
The passage of the 13th Amendment.
Yes, the 13th Amendment. And I thought it was going to be a little more grand scale because I remember it was supposed to be more based on Team of Rivals, which is an amazing book,
Okay.
which is more of Lincoln's entire, almost political campaign. And just, I expected a lot more seeing about the interactions with him and his cabinet, which was a really interesting part of Team of Rivals. But other than that, I thought the movie was really great, and I'd definitely see it again for sure.
All right. Jess, you've seen Lincoln as well. What are your thoughts?
I did. I agree with Chance in a lot of those areas. Initially I read a review or an article about the making of the movie, and initially the script was going to cover that entire that entire timeline, and it would have just been, I mean, it would have been like a 4-part miniseries in order to make that happen. So I think that it was a really wise decision just to cover this topic of the 13th Amendment, and then of course the close of the Civil War. And I thought that the way that it was done was just beautifully executed. Daniel Day-Lewis is, I mean,
phenomenal.
He is unbelievable. And I actually, the person who really surprised me in this film was Tommy Lee Jones. Just really was, you know, I was watching him and I was like, oh my gosh, who is this guy? I couldn't even believe it. But it was really moving and in a lot of unexpected ways. So I was more moved by the passage of the 13th Amendment and surprised that did happen than I was about his death. In fact, I almost thought that they could have ended the movie earlier.
Yeah.
In fact, there's... Yeah, go ahead.
I do have to say that it was funny seeing Tommy Lee Jones in like a more serious role, because like thinking of the movies that I've seen him in recently, it's just like one of the movies on Netflix most recently, I watched Space Cowboys, which is, it's totally not even like a really serious film, and it's just weird seeing him in like a completely like this really interesting role, I felt.
Yeah, it's
I will
always
say
fun.
this one thing about, sorry Josh, the one thing about Lincoln is that there are some areas that I think it's a slow-paced movie. It's not a movie that's going to like keep you, you know, at the edge of your seat the entire time. And so I think if you go into it recognizing that like it's a dialogue-heavy movie, and if you can appreciate the lengths that the scriptwriters took to make it that way, I think then you'll appreciate the film.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting you would end kind of your Lincoln thoughts with a comment about the pacing of a movie, because we both, Jess and I went and saw The Hobbit today. Why don't you tell us your thoughts about The Hobbit, Jess?
Okay, chat room, I liked The Hobbit. I need to preface it. I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was good. I think that it was unnecessary in its length. Like, there was a lot of scenes that I wouldn't like cut any of the scenes out. I would just like cut each of the scenes down a little bit. Like when the Doors are introduced, I appreciated the musical, but they could have cut it down a little bit. Or like some of the other scenes in the film, like the chase scenes or the fight scenes. Again, I appreciate the grandeur, but like give me a break. Cut it down a few minutes.
And I actually disagree. No, there's one scene where I agree. There's a scene where you meet the dwarves and they're helping tidy up. This isn't a spoiler. And they're tidying things up and they're like singing a song and throwing plates around. That didn't necessarily need to be in there. That felt a little weird. The thing about The Hobbit that I really like, so if you've seen Lord of the Rings and you've seen Peter Jackson's Middle-earth, The Hobbit is very much grounded in that. It still has that feel. You're back in Middle-earth. It helps a lot of the actors are the same. You get some nice transition scenes with Bilbo and Frodo, and so you get to see kind of that relationship, a look back. But they made this, I think, a lot funnier, and it felt like a kid's book while still being grounded in kind of the darker, you know that shadow is coming.
I think that they could have even taken it a little bit more kid-like.
You think so?
Yeah, I thought that it was darker than I was anticipating.
See, I think it needed to be. I mean, it is bridging itself towards Lord of the Rings, and so it needs to build that way. They did give themselves 3 movies to do it. I can't judge this one based off the fact that I know there's 2 more coming. I know Jess and I talked a little bit about that. You're like, well, there's 2 more coming. You felt this one should have been a little faster. We should have gotten further.
I honestly think that they should have just made this 2 films. I know that there's a lot of folks that would disagree with this, but I think that you would have had 2 really good movies instead of 3 mediocre movies.
Well, we don't know what the other 2 are yet, so I'm not going to call them mediocre yet. I think this first one is great, and if you haven't seen it, I definitely think you need to go check it out. If you're someone who reads or looks at different review sites or different critics, this is one of those ones that, let's use Rotten Tomatoes, for example, where the critics and the general users have a pretty extreme set of difference. I mean, I think the critics have it at, what, like 68, and the users are somewhere in the 80s, 89, 82, somewhere in there. So I think this is something to just, if you haven't seen it and you liked Middle-earth and you like the Tolkien universe, I think it's a great story. It's a lot of fun. And you get to see Gandalf again. He's still kind of BA, and Bilbo's awesome.
And the scene between Gollum and Bilbo is perfect. It is probably one of the best scenes. It's outstanding.
Yeah, Circus really... Circus, right? Andy Serkis? Am I saying his name right?
Serkis, I think.
Serkis. Is really... You get to see Gollum, you get to see, I think, some of the threat of Gollum, as well as the patheticness of him. And so he really plays, and you get to see both sides of that pretty strongly in that scene. And that's Baxter in the background, because he's a jerk.
The background?
The background. Oh, I forgot about that. So those are out now. Those are the two movies that we kind of... want to talk about. And so every week we'll try to have different little mini reviews. We'll try to keep them spoiler free. Hopefully we're going to try... I know Jess and I, this is a way for us to go see movies every other week. So it's forcing us to go to the theaters.
No.
Okay, we're excited too. Who am I kidding?
Forcing you to go to the theaters.
Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do now, and I'm going to switch over to it here, is a little bit of filter fun. So in... Oh, Les Mis. Yes, Cindy. We'll be seeing that one.
Yes.
Let me see here. I got to get back to our chart. And we're going to open up the filter, and I'm going to see if there is actually like a Christmas genre. There is not. So we're going to compare movies. All right, Chance, best Christmas movie.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
I'm going to go with you on that one. Sorry, we're not ranking against Elf. So we're going to rank movies against Muppet Christmas Carol. This is going to be ridiculous because it's not necessarily going to stick with Christmas movies. In fact, this first pair-up is...
Wait, I want to know what the chat room thinks their favorite Christmas movie is.
Fair enough, yeah. Chat room, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Or holiday movie. Let's be inclusive.
Also, if you're doing this on Flickchart, it's not on the stream.
No, it's going to be in a second. I'm pulling it up now.
Okay.
While they're deciding their favorite holiday movies.
That guy from California. You my man.
Oh, he did not say Elf.
Hell yeah, he did.
Ugh.
Oh my god. Chance and Josh, you were fired from this podcast.
You can't
We're
fire
going
me.
to start our own podcast.
I'm controlling this podcast. 2012.
Yes,
2012.
I love that movie so hard.
All right.
I think actually, Josh, did you really think that Muppets Christmas Carol is your favorite Christmas movie?
I go back and forth. I've had this convo with some of the folks in the chat room. I go back and forth between that and
Love
Love
Actually.
Actually. Yeah. The two of them, I think, are my two favorite by far. Elf is somewhere near 17, and that's an arbitrary number because I'm sure there's a bunch better than that.
I actually need to redeem myself. I love Elf, but it probably goes number 2 to 3 on my list because I love It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, interesting. Okay. But the pairings we have right now, so what's going to happen is we're going to have a bunch of movies, and they're all going to be compared to the Muppet Christmas Carol. So first up is Muppet Christmas Carol versus Braveheart.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Jess is like, I don't know what's happening.
There's just chaos on this podcast. Chaos, I say.
So make the argument.
Really? You okay? Okay, let's do it. I love the Muppets Christmas Carol, but it's a Muppet movie. Like at some point, we have to own the fact that it's not just going to be as great.
Whoa.
That said, I cried in both of them. I go with Muppets Christmas Carol.
Wow. Okay, we're gonna get to Muppet on this, so we're gonna piss so many people off of that. Next up, okay, now this one's a little harder. Muppet Christmas Carol
No,
versus
that's not
Sweeney
hard.
Todd.
That's not hard.
And Muppet Christmas Carol.
Muppets Christmas Carol.
I love how you
Sweeney
keep
Todd
adding an
is
S. There's no S. It's Muppet.
But there's multiple Muppets in it.
Touche. Muppet Christmas Carol versus Charlie's Angels.
That's it. We do
Muppet.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Muppet Christmas Carol versus I Am Legend.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
If I gave it over Braveheart, then I have to give it over I Am Legend.
No. You can't do the meta thinking. You got to pick between the two movies. Doesn't matter what you did previously. This is its own.
Muppets Christmas Carol.
I actually would go I Am Legend. But the two of you went Muppet, so we'll do it.
Chances are any movie that's going to beat Muppets
I'm
Christmas
sure
Carol?
there may be one.
How about
day.
Life of Brian?
Oh, Life of Brian.
Ooh. Muppet Christmas Carol.
I actually am going to go Life of Brian on this one.
I quit.
Always look on the
Chance
bright side of life.
Now, what this did, though, is this now put Muppet Christmas Carol as our #2 movie for the episode.
Congratulations. Congratulations, us.
So let's take a gander at our movies. I'll pull them up and show you kind of what our top list is for right now, and we'll see what that is, and then we'll chat with the chat room and go from there.
Oh my
'Cause the
gosh.
dogs.
Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas is an amazing movie.
Emmett Otters is a great call.
Can you all hear Baxter?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm living Life of I Am Legend right now.
Muppet Christmas Carol, I feel like you're living Muppet Christmas Carol.
That too. He must be the ghost of dogs, Christmas dogs.
I'll put that right there. So we have in 20, Quantum of Solace, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory 19, Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets is 18, Braveheart is 17.
Wait, hold up, how did Charlie's Angel... Oh, because he had to pick it over some other really crappy movie.
So it still showed up. Fast and the Furious is 16. The Italian Job 15, Truman Show's 14, Predators 13, Clerks in 12, 11 is Hook, 10 is Kung Fu Panda, 9 Sweeney Todd, 8 Terminator 2, 7 Ace Ventura Pet Detective, 6 the other better movie with a V in the title, V for Vendetta, 5 is Charlie's Angels, 4 is Wayne's World, 3 is I Am Legend, 2 Muppet Christmas Carol, and #1 for this episode is going to be Life of Brian. You know, that's not an awful list. I mean, so there's 20 movies there. We only saw 31 movies total. So, of the ones we saw today, that's not an awful order.
Yeah, except for Charlie's Angels. Like, I'm ashamed of the list just for that reason.
I think if I took that list and personally shuffled it around, I think Braveheart would be higher.
Okay.
I agree.
Again, I haven't seen it, so I'm okay with it being down there. Again, remember, this is episode 1. There's only 31 movies total that have made the list, so it's not going to be perfect yet. I think by the time we get to about 1,000 movies on the list, then we start looking at this and caring what that top 20 really is. But right now, meh. I'm not a big person that thinks the order of the top 20 matters. I think the ones that are on there, because any given day, that order of the top 20 is going to switch up for me, depending on what mood I'm in.
As long as I can keep the Muppet Christmas Carol in the top 20, I'll be happy.
Oh my god. How many times have you watched that movie, Chance? I'm so impressed.
78.
It's definitely a lot.
Wow.
Definitely a lot.
I feel like I need to read a blog post about your affinity for this film. Like, I love it, but like maybe I'm missing something.
Oh yes, Crossfire. Sorry, episode 0, not episode 1. This is episode 0. This is our testing episode. We still don't even have a name yet. We're working on it. So,
That guy from California, he is a dick. I agree with you. He is a poop head.
as long as all right. So with that, I think that's going to be our first test 0 episode. 0
Weaver, that's funny.
episode. Didn't you know A7 is how many times he's watched it? Nice. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay on the call here and keep streaming. But I think that's it for the official flick chartiness starting. So for chat room folks, what do you think? What do you like? What don't you like? What do you want to hear more of? Give us some suggestions. This is a chance for you to give us some feedback and tell us your thoughts. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, because this will be posted on YouTube at some point, leave a comment below and tell us about what you think. So Chance, how you feeling? Oh, Baxter's here to tell us how he's feeling. How you feeling? Does this kind of format work, you think?
I think it works.
I do too.
Yeah, I think it works, definitely.
Excellent. Crossfire thinks it's good. Jess, how about you?
I mean, I'm a fan. I love talking about movies any point of time.
Awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And chat room, thank you so much for being here. Now, one of the things that we are going to do, and we got to talk with Chance, and we'll do that off the air, we got to figure out a regular time to do this.
Yeah.
And for you all to know, for who are watching it live, what I'm kind of hoping is we'll actually film 2 episodes back to back, and we'll do it every other week. So if you catch it live, it'll be every other week at a set time. And if you catch it on the YouTubes, we'll release an episode a week. So I think that's kind of the format I'm shooting for, and we'll see if that works with Jess and Chance and kind of go from there as we move forward.
I like this one, dude.
Excellent. I also know we're going to have some other folks that want to potentially join us. Hopefully we'll get a hold of Nathan Chase. He is one of the creators of Flickchart and kind of pushed, asked, prompted me to kind of set something up and move forward. So I'm really appreciative of that, and I'm glad that he's okay with us using his site. So we'll hopefully get him on and get some other folks from the Flickchart community. There's some people in that group that actually have been professional movie reviewers. So that'd be,
That'd be really fascinating.
I think it'd be good to hear kind of some of the folks who do it for a living versus people who just go and see movies because they look fun, which is really what the boat I'm in. Wow, it really does sound like you're an I Am Legend.
I'm actually being attacked by zombies right now, so that's what's happening.
Baxter in I Am Legend, the dog dies. Spoiler. And Weaver's like, and you want me there, obviously. Well, that's the thing. We'll also have different times where we'll have folks from the chat room join us to help us with our rankings, and as we go through kind of the flick charting. If you've never been to flickchart.com, you absolutely owe it to yourself to check it out. Let me go ahead and add that screen region now. Bada bing. So definitely go check out flickchart.com. And I think you will find that's a lot of fun. You can get your own list and see what your own top 20 is going to be, and go from there.
So much fun. It's really addicting.
It is very addicting to kind of just hang out and look at stuff. And congratulations, Muppet Christmas Carol is number 2 for today, just as a reminder. Number 2!
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for this.
I feel like there's a joke in there somewhere with number 2 and Muppet's Christmas Carol. I'm sorry, I had to go there.
I need to kick Jess off the call. So we're gonna call that an episode, and I think we're gonna call that a stream. We're gonna see you all later, and we'll be back soon. Keep an eye on the Twitter, and we'll let you know when we're coming back and kind of set up a regular show. So thanks so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Baxter, for barking. Go ahead and say goodbye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you all for watching.
Thanks for coming.
And we'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.
Enjoy watching Muppet Christmas Carol, Chance.